Right. So thanks for joining us for this special Bridge to Heaven Christmas Eve. And I know for some of you, I mean, I don't know how many, but maybe several of you, this can be a difficult time because especially if your loved one has only recently crossed, or even if it's been a year or two, it can still be a bit challenging for people. But, we're here to let you know and to actually teach you how to break through that grave and focus on the present moment, which is where they exist because everything is happening now. There is no real past or future, it's all now. And this is where they exist right now with us, right? They're not in some far, far away place. If the fifth dimension, which is where they exist, it is a dimension, but it's not a location. So that dimension is literally interwoven into this one. Okay. So in truth, spirit contact and communication is not difficult. What is challenging is simply your belief system. That's it, folks. That's it. If your beliefs are open and you don't have any fear, the fear part's important because some people are a bit afraid of the unseen or the supernatural, as we call it. Actually, I don't even think supernatural is an accurate term for it because the other side, it is natural. I mean, that is the real reality. You might more accurately say this existence is unusual or supernatural because it's temporary and it's an illusion, meaning that we create it and it's temporary because, as you and I know, everything that exists in the 3D world eventually breaks down, eventually falls away, eventually decays. It is not permanent. So that's why we can say that this world is temporary and the other side is the real world. It's the eternal world that never dies, that goes on forever. You exist, so that means that you exist forever. You will never cease to exist. And this means that our loved ones in spirit still exist. Again, they're just in another dimension in which the requirement is to not have a body. You can't be in the fifth dimension and have a physical body. You can't take that with you. That said, this doesn't mean that you can't visit the fifth dimension. In fact, that is what people who have had near-death experiences have done. They went through, usually in the case of an NDE or near-death experience, some sort of physical trauma that prompted their body to seemingly shut down. Some of them, of course, do die and cross over, they don't come back, right? We hear from the people who went through that transit, went up to the other side, had an experience, maybe had their life review, but then returned. So we know from what they've said, that they can touch that reality, that dimension. You can interact with it, you can interface with it, you can connect with the other side. If that was not the case, no medium could do their work of being that translator, that go between for our loved ones in spirit, for ourselves, right? That wouldn't be possible. They wouldn't bring through any confirmation or evidence of the survival of the soul as they transition. So I believe by now at this time on the planet, there's enough evidence of an afterlife. I don't think we need to have that discussion anymore. It's really a question of, is it possible to continue that connection through the veil? But so far, everything that I've researched, that I've studied from people who are actual like authorities or more experts in the field, seems to bear it out that, of course, you can stay in contact. I have never read somebody that knows what they're talking about, who is more of an expert in this field. I've never heard any of them say, oh yeah, you won't hear from them again. They cross over and that's it. You're not going to hear from them again. If anything, it's the opposite. They said, of course you can connect if you need them. Now that's I would say the caveat that some of them would say is that if you need them. Okay. Nobody's really talking about the idea that you could continue because in our society, especially Western society, Alan's saying not so much in other cultures, or especially indigenous cultures, okay, where they have always had spirit contact and communication. In fact, the ancestors are very much part of their daily lives. But in the Western world, of course, that's not the case. You know, if you tell people that you're going to continue your relationship with your husband, like I am, through the veil, they're going to look at you cross-eyed and go, "What are you talking about? How would that be possible? And even if it was possible, what does that mean? How are you going to live your life with your husband and he's non-physical?" Like, there's all kinds of questions that come to mind, right? Even if they think it might be possible, like if somebody is a spiritual seeker or even a medium, they'd still have questions about, is that really practical? Is that really going to fulfill you? How does that, what does that mean for society, right? So you and I who are pursuing this, and not everyone watching is fully engaged in the attempt to have an interdimensional relationship. But those of you who are, along with us, doing that, you need to understand that we're at the forefront of this. This is only going to get stronger, but this really is, in a true sense, a movement of sorts, okay? Because nobody's really asked that question. Can you continue a relationship with, especially with a partner? You know, to a lesser degree, I would say parents, children, you know, these are more, not that these are not important relationships. Please do not ever misunderstand me. Of course, all relationships are sacred and divine and important and significant. However, I think most of us understand that when it comes to a partner or spouse, this person can oftentimes be the one soul that you've incarnated with over and over and over. We don't necessarily do that with family members. Some of them we do, okay? There's always exceptions, but that's not really the norm. It's usually a partner that we incarnate over and over with. And that therefore that significant other is our primary relationship. So that relationship, you know, you can continue, and then, and it of course brings up the question, how does that play out in everyday life? You know, how do you do that? How do you go to dinner parties with your husband that's not in a body, which I do, by the way, and my loved ones take it for granted, like, oh yeah, well, how's Alan today, you know, or what has he told you lately, or what's happened lately? And that is the world that I live in. And that is probably not the world that you live in, right? Which is why we have this community on our Facebook group, and then to also in our academy, which is a really tight community of people who are really committed to connecting with their loved ones and maintaining that relationship. And by the way, not everybody in the academy have a partner or even a loved one in the spirit world. We have several people in our academy who are just spiritual seekers who understand that becoming who they really are and understanding the nature of reality is the key to living a full life and being truly abundant, healthy, fulfilled, and simply living your life purpose. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. Our group is not just for people who are trying to maintain a relationship. Although Alan says at some point everyone's going to lose somebody significant in their life, right? Somebody, whether it's a family member or a partner, everyone at some point is going to lose someone. But we use the word lose lightly because they don't really lose anybody. Okay, this is what we're here today, tonight, whatever time you're watching this. We're here to get through to you that they're still with you. They're always going to be with you. It's a question of, are you able to perceive? Are you able to feel, sense them? Because spirit communication is usually, there's always exceptions, but it's usually subtle, and it can be oftentimes non-verbal. So what I hear Alice saying is that many of you, with someone across the veil who you're trying to connect with, have been actually getting messages, may not be in words, but it could be in physical sensations, like tingles, like touches, like just a knowing that comes into your mind, because the other side is very adept at putting thoughts and ideas into our minds. That can come from your spirit guides, can come from your loved ones across the veil. It's usually not from you. It's usually not from your logical mind. That doesn't work that way, right? When something comes out of the blue at you, a realization, that often is from a higher source, which is not your physical mind, your conscious mind, right? So tonight, what we want to do is really hold the space as strongly as we can to connect you to the other side, whether you're here to connect to a spirit guide or guides or a loved one that's crossed over. We're opening the door to the other side, and you might be asking the question, well, how do you guys do that? And what makes this even possible? And I'll tell you that when Alan said to me that he would be helping souls on the other side to come through to their loved ones in a body, I found that really hard to believe. I thought, I don't understand how that works, you know? And he said, just trust me, you'll see. You'll see. That's all I can tell you. You know, I can't prove it to you. You're just going to have to trust me and see what happens. And so I slowly, as we started to do readings together and then teach together, people started telling me either a lot of it privately, you know, like writing to me or messaging me and saying that they had experienced Alan helping their loved one, or their loved one on the other side even said that they were talking to Alan or Alan was helping them. And so all these things were going on. And I did see evidence of people being very much helped by the work we we're doing together, that they were having increased contact, that they're developing their abilities in many cases, you know, to perceive the other side. And they were going through changes, positive changes. I knew something was going on, and I was just trusting it, because that's kind of how I've lived my life since I opened up spiritually in 1987, when I had a profound experience of just connecting with the other side and being told that some part of me, this old part of me, had died. And it wasn't a near-death experience. It was a spiritually transformative experience in which I just expanded my consciousness through an intense practice of channeling, which is what we teach in the academy. And that just opened me up, because when you reach to the higher realms, which is what you and I are doing when we're connecting to someone on the other side. And again, it doesn't have to be a loved one. In my case, with my opening, it was my guides. I was channeling my spirit guides. And I did it because it made me so happy. So when you do something for the sheer joy of it, because you were noticing, wow, this makes me feel alive. This makes me feel happy. This makes me feel positive emotion. Like, why wouldn't I want to do this if it feels so good? And I trust it. When you do something like that, that fills you with joy, you are following your higher guidance. I didn't know that at the time. Nobody told me, yes, Pam, if you do what you feel excited to do, that's following your higher guidance. I didn't know that. I just knew this felt good. I wanted more of it, you know? But that led to a full awakening of my spiritual abilities, and my life started to open up in ways that were truly magical. And I know now, you know, after all this time, that that is how life was meant to be lived. And I also know that connecting to someone through the veil, again, whether it's a guide or whether it's a partner, a family member, a friend who's in spirit, the act of you raising your vibration, because that's what you have to do to connect, that is going to open you up. It already has opened many of you up, even if you weren't necessarily consciously asking for it, because this is what these interdimensional relationships do. They trigger a spiritually transformative experience, whether you're looking for it or not. When I opened up to my guides, I wasn't looking to transform myself. If somebody told me my whole life was going to change, I probably would have stopped doing it because I'd say, what? What are you talking about? Like, I don't know if I want that. That would have been my conscious mind, my physical mind, who wants to control everything, would have put up a fight and said, no way, like, I don't want to be thrown into some unknown process of change. But nobody had told me that. And I just trusted what I felt because it was undeniable to me, the joy and the connection and just the bliss that I experienced. I knew to the core of my being that this could not be anything but an amazing thing. I mean, it's hard for me to, explain it to you because you have to go through that. But to feel this energy come through you, to feel the power of this love that is there on the other side that they have for us. Again, in my case, it was my guides, but in your cases, many of you could be your guides too, and it can also be your loved ones in the spirit world. That love is what we're made of. That love is the nature of existence. And so for many of us, that can be the first time that we've had a taste of that, no matter how much the people around you love you. We all have egos when we're in a body. And so the love, unfortunately, for most people is conditional, at least at some point, where that has limits, where they'll say, well, I can't accept that about you, and I don't know if I can be with you, or they can be a little bit judgmental. And don't take it personally. That's what we're all here for, to experience that contrast. But but that's really what we're dealing with on this reality with people that are in our lives. They're doing their best, they're learning, they're not in touch, chances are, with who they truly are, but our loved ones are in touch with who they truly are, right? They're still growing. So I don't want you to think that they're perfect, okay, that they're enlightened, because they're still learning, they're still growing. But because they've dropped their ego, now they're not mired in fear. They have probably, if they were troubled, chances are they've received help in the spirit world, because they do get help. And they have growing, they're still evolving and growing and becoming more, right? So they are therefore at a higher vibration than we are, but not so high that you can't connect, not so high that you can't, simply through letting go of your limiting beliefs and your fears and your doubts and being open-minded and exploring this, trusting the positive emotion as it comes up, because it will, if you connect to your guides or your loved ones on the other side. If you trust that, it's just going to keep growing and developing and opening up for you. Okay, so this journey that many of us are on is one that's incremental. It takes time. You have to have patience. There's no way around that. You're going to be on your own timetable. You cannot compare your journey to anybody else's. You can listen to somebody like me or others who are having their experiences and say, well, if that's possible for her, for them, it's possible for me, perhaps, maybe something even more amazing. Okay, so don't ever limit yourself and say, well, I want it to be exactly like what Pam's experiencing or this other person's experiencing. Why limit yourself? Let it be your perfect unfolding experience, whatever that is. Just be trusting of this. This journey is a journey of spiritual development, because you are going to have to, I don't want to say it's not an option. I'm saying it's not an option. If you're going to have this relationship with the veil to the highest degree possible, you're going to have to change. There's no way around that. You're going to go through a transformation one way or the other. Some of you, it will be rather dramatic, depending upon how limiting your beliefs have been. For others of you, it could be just subtle, because maybe you've been on this path for a while, or maybe you don't have any strong fear beliefs or limiting beliefs. Like I didn't have that many when I went through my awakening, so it wasn't that difficult for me. But for other people I know that I've mentored in the past, it has been, because they had to kind of reconcile how they were living in that moment and what their higher self, their true self, was calling them to examine, because they were not really on their path. So it depends. Everybody's different. So that's why you can't compare. Just take note of whatever the people are doing and say, well, that's possible. But even more, like I said, even more amazing things are possible for you. Okay. So today we're going to pass, and Al's telling me we're going to do this right now. We want to pass what we call a third eye attunement. We have this attunement in our academy, a program. It's a video, a kind of a, let's say, a session that we did quite a while ago, but we like to do this periodically, like upgrade it, update it. So we're going to do one now. So what is going to happen is this attunement is going to pass, let's just say this, I want to say a download to you that is going to go into your crown chakra, into your, literally into your physical body and also your non-physical energy body. And it's going to take you wherever you're at right now in your development to the next level. Okay, this has to be done, again, incrementally, because the physical body being dense, okay, obviously it's dense, right? It's 3D, it's physical. It needs time to integrate spiritual energies. It can't move as quickly as our mind, as our consciousness, okay, as our spirit can move. We have to take our body along with us in the 3D world. That's kind of the challenge. I got to drag my physical body through this 3D world. That's how it is. I'm taking on this body. So when we're passing these attunements to you, working with you energetically, it'll take you where you're at and take you a little step further, give you what you need, not necessarily what you want, but what you need. Okay, because what you need is always going to be appropriate for you, is always going to be relevant for you in this life, in this moment, in what you're doing right now. Okay, tomorrow, if you were to do this attunement that we're going to do again, you'll be at another place. You'll get to another level. This is exactly why we created our academy and tell our students to go back and rewatch things like the attunement we're going to give for you today, okay? Because everything builds, everything levels up. Everything is going to take you further, higher, refine your connection. This is not a one-time and done thing at all, because you're always evolving when you're in 3D world and also when you're in non-physical. We're always evolving. We're always changing. Second to second, millisecond to millisecond, actually, you're recreating your physical body and your reality. That's a whole other discussion that we talk more about in the academy, so that our students understand the nature of reality, so they can, let's say, better manage this reality for their interdimensional relationship. That's really important that you understand that. This is not just about psychic development, although we're giving you a third eye attunement, which will strengthen your clairvoyance. I want you to understand that you're already clairvoyant. You are already fully clairvoyant. When you were born, you're fully clairvoyant. You just forgot, or you were just talked out of it, or you were just told, well, you can't be seeing that. That's crazy. Like when you were little and you saw things or even felt things, because clairvoyance isn't just psychic vision. Okay, let's be clear. Clairvoyance basically includes all of your psychic abilities in general. It kind of pulls it all together. And that's why usually people who are strongly clairvoyant have other psychic abilities too. Okay, but we talk more about that in the academy. But all you need to know for today is that you're already clairvoyant. You're already seeing the other side. Alan's saying to me, 99% of you, and I don't know, I wonder which is the 1% of you that isn't, but you are already seeing spirit. You just think you're making it up. You just think what you saw in your mind, that flashed in your mind, was something random that maybe came from your conscious mind, which, by the way, doesn't really work like that. Not normally. Okay, there are exceptions, but normally for most people, conscious mind doesn't flash some vision in your mind's eye like that. Okay, that's why we teach about this, so people understand the nuances of this, because it's really important. But I just want to assure you that you've all seen the other side. Okay, in flashes in your mind's eye, maybe something on the periphery that you felt you saw, like a somebody or something or an energy or a light, all of that. Okay, you're seeing non-physical. In fact, because of humanity raising its consciousness, you're going to see more phenomenon like that. Like everyone is. Even the people who don't necessarily believe in this will start seeing things. It's just that they probably won't be able to develop it very far because of their limiting beliefs. But many people will have spontaneous experiences already. I've spoken to people who've had them, and then they don't know what to do with that. They don't know how to take that further, but you can learn how to take that further if you want to. You have to want to. But I just want you to know that you are already clairvoyant. Even looking out with your physical eyes, you have to use your clairvoyance. Okay, it's part of everything. It's part of your vision, your perception. So I want you to broaden your understanding or definition of what clairvoyance is and know that you already are that. Right. But what we're going to do is pass this attunement. If you don't want it for some reason, or don't want anything we or somebody else tries to broadcast to you or transmit to you, all you have to do is say, nope, don't want it. Nope, don't want it. And it just bounces away. You get to create your reality, yet you get to choose what you want. You decide. So it's up to you. So if you don't feel comfortable with something that we're doing for you or guiding you through or saying to you, you just say, no, don't like that. Doesn't work for me. No problem. Okay. You are always in control, right? Do not give anybody your power or control. Certainly don't give it to us. We'll just give it right back to you. Like, we don't want that. We don't need actually, that's a burden to put on a teacher. The teacher, a lot of times, because of their ego, will want that because then they feel important. But I don't need that to feel important. I already know I'm important. I know you're important. I know you're my equal. Okay, so I don't need your power. I don't want your power. And Alan says, he's just showing me, he'll just send it right back at you. Keep your power. You're the one that's supposed to have your power. Nobody else but you. Okay. So are you ready? You folks ready for this? I don't see any thumbs up. Where's the thumbs up? Let me see that in the window. All right. You ready? All right. Get comfortable. This is going to be fun. You're going to have an experience of some kind. I promise you. Even if you're not sure anything happened, something's going to happen. If you were truly open and receptive and say, yes, I want this, you again are in control. The universe is benevolent. There is no negative demons or entities out there floating around trying to cause trouble. That doesn't exist unless you believe that exists. If you believe that is a reality, then you will manifest that. The people who have those experiences believe in that. Okay, that's it. It doesn't mean they're making it up. No, they're creating it. Okay, they're creating it. You create everything. You, my friend, are just going to create what you truly desire or feel that you need or that's positive for you, right? You understand that you don't have to create anything undesirable. If you happen to create some sort of negative experience, just know, okay, I guess I'm learning something from this. Why is this happening? You're not going to go into fear about it. You're just going to look at it like, wow, what is my subconscious trying to teach me? What is going on? I guess there's something for me to learn, but I'm not going to be afraid of this. I'm going to see what's going on with it. Okay, because that's really what it is. Okay. So all right, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at your comments in the chat. I'm trying to stay focused so I don't go over time, but okay, I see Anu says, I desperately want this. Okay, so I hear you. Some of you are like, I really, really want this. If you're like that, if you're like Anu, our friend Anu, who's in our academy, I want you to chill out because wanting something so badly is actually counterproductive because the wanting means that you're kind of desperate. Okay, you're kind of, I want this, I need this. And that energy is going to backfire on you because you're just going to get more of the wanting energy. Whereas what you want to do instead is lean into believing that you already have it, that's there for you in the spirit world. And now you're just aligning your energy by being positive, that it's there. Okay, so it's about that. You have to raise up your vibration, because wanting something from this place of neediness is a lower vibration. You want to hold thoughts that are higher. Say, I know I have this. I know it's right here. I'm on the brink of it. Like it's around the corner, if you will. Don't say, I need this, I need this, I need this, because that is a strong emotion that the universe is going to match. The universe loves you so unconditionally that it will give you whatever you think predominantly. So if you think thoughts of, I'm desperate, I really need this, I can't do without this, it's going to give you more of the same. So you're going to experience more neediness, desperation. I can't live without this. That is the signal you're offering. Okay. So you want to change that. You want to get more positively focused and affirm that this is all coming into being for me. Even if it's not there, at least speak in the affirmative that it's just around the corridor, because it is. Things can happen in an instant, people. Literally, in an instant, things can change. And I want you to really feel into that truth. Every day there are miracles in the world where somebody's cancer tumor just vanished, is no longer on the x-ray. What do you think that's about? They somehow were able to offer a different vibration and a shift into a reality where that tumor was gone. Okay, so something can happen literally in a millisecond. You need to stay focused and positive. That is just around the corner. That's any moment now, any second now, any day now, whatever. But you don't care when it's coming. You just know it's coming. And you get busy celebrating that, affirming that, feeling excited about that, living in the moment, which is where your loved ones are, which is where all your power is. Okay. Focusing on the now. Like I teach our students, if you're still heavily grieving, do your best to not go back visiting the past so much, because remembering what the last Christmas was when they were in a body probably going to be painful for you. Right now, for me, visiting the past only brings me joy because I feel Alan with me right here, right now, so wrapped around me, so I can reminisce about anything and feel only joy. But if you don't feel the presence of your loved one yet, okay, or your guides yet feel that connection, that's not going to be that easy for you. It's going to be a challenge for you. So until you do feel their presence, my suggestion is just stay focused on now, build these new memories with them now, and kind of ignore the past. Doesn't mean you're going to ever forget it, because you can't, but don't spend so much time dwelling on what was. Focus on what is. Focus on this new Christmas, this new holiday season with your loved one, because they're here right now. They're not there in the past anymore. They're right here. So when you go back strolling down memory lane to remember, you feel sad because there's a gap, because they're going, hey, I'm over here. What are you talking about? What are you doing remembering last Christmas? I'm right here. It would be like Alice saying, it would be as if, because they are right here, right? So let's say your loved one's right here, you can see them and you're going, you're talking to them. And then if you're talking to them in the now and you're remembering the past, you wouldn't feel sad, because you go, yeah, I'm talking to you right now. Why would I feel sad about last Christmas when I have this connection now? I can talk to you now, or I can feel you now. But until you have that, it's going to be a little challenging, but you will feel that. Okay. Now, Taylor, who's also in our group, she says, okay, thank you. I felt so disconnected. Yeah, well, that is very, not unusual. And the holiday season helps people, if you just feel more emotional, there's so much expectation placed on the holidays. Okay. But when you miss them, you're not opening up to feeling them now, because the grief, the missing them, comes from focusing on them not being in a body, which of course they're not. And it's your physical body that mourns the loss of their physical body. This is why this is a spiritual journey where you have to open up spiritually so that you can live your life from that broader perspective, because that's the only way to override the grief and have that relationship through the veil, is that you're not so 100% enmeshed in the physical world and attached 100% your physical body, that you know, yes, I have a physical body, but I also have a spirit body, and I'm in touch with the spirit that I am. That part is what needs more attention. If you want to break through the grave and you want to have this relationship, that's why this is a spiritual journey, not psychic. This is why mediums who are very strong psychically, even when they lose their partner, they don't automatically have the ability to have this deep relationship because they're not necessarily spiritually evolved. So don't equate psychic ability, even exceptional psychic ability, with spiritual evolution. The two things are not necessarily related. Somebody could be a profound psychic. And I've met or seen some of them, you know, like online and been in classes, and I go, wow, that person's really good at this and this, extraordinary. But then, because I can read them on a soul level, and I'll see that, yeah, but they're really not, they're not evolved at all. You know, because psychic gifts have nothing to do with spiritual maturity or adeptness. They're not the same. Whereas somebody who's spiritually adept, ironically or paradoxically, might not display profound psychic ability, but they have greater power because they know what it is to be truly who they are, and they are not likely to be judgmental or be in fear or any of that. Whereas actually, Alan is saying to me, there are shamans that are still in a lot of fear and still have limiting beliefs. And again, they can have these amazing abilities, but they're still coming from judgment, fear. So he says, psychic ability is nothing compared to spiritual evolution and maturity and advancement. Okay. We suggest, this is just your suggestion, you can ignore it, that you reach for that, because then your psychic abilities, your intuition opens up naturally to what's appropriate for you. It may not be necessary or relevant for you to be, what he's saying to me, completely telepathic with everybody. You mean, in fact, that's kind of overwhelming, because I had that for a little while. It was too much to kind of be able to read everybody's energy and know what they were doing, know what's going on with them. Too much information. I didn't want that. Okay, so let's move on. So I want you to get comfortable. Okay. And I want you to take a breath in, and on the exhale, let go of any stress, any worry, any sadness, any emotions or energies that no longer serve you. Let them all go. You can always pick them up again if you want to, but for now, just for the sake of this attunement, just be here fully, be in this moment, be present. And take another breath in, and on the exhale, ground yourself to the center of the earth, just using the power of your intention. Your consciousness, your physical and your non-physical bodies both know how to ground, how to connect to Mother Earth, how to anchor your energy to the core of the earth. And as you do that, bring that energy up into the bottoms of your feet. Allow that earth energy to percolate up through your feet, up your legs, up into your thighs, up into your pelvis, into your stomach, filling your stomach with this beautiful, healing, grounding earth energy. Let's let that energy just swirl there for now to balance your digestive tract, your power center, and feel how good it feels to be fully focused in the now, connected with your body, connected with the earth, connected with all that is. And now let's bring this swirling, beautiful earth energy up into our chest area, into our heart. And allow that energy to balance and open your heart. Feel that energy swirling through your heart, healing it, grounding it, amplifying your heart space, bringing you more in resonance with your heart, with who you truly are. And get a sense of your heart intelligence. Know that this is a source of power, a source of calm, a source of healing for you that you can always return to at any time. Now let's bring that earth energy up into your throat area. Let it fill that energy center. Let it open your communication, both verbally and clairaudiently. That's your clear hearing communication on that level. It's connected with that throat area. And let that earth energy move up into your head, the center of your head, into your pineal gland, your third eye. Let that energy once again ground your third eye into the physical world, so that what you see in your mind's eye, in your third eye, with your clairvoyant vision is appropriate and relevant to you in this life. Know that you will see or perceive whatever you're ready to see or perceive or hear or know or feel. Take a breath in and let that earth energy really go deep into your third eye. Now let that third eye relax as you allow that earth energy to move up and through your crown chakra. And let that earth energy overflow out of your crown, the top of your head, pouring down, fountaining out of your head into your aura, filling your aura with this grounding earth energy. And as that continues to flow, as that energy continues to fill your aura and surrounds your body, I want you to use the power of your intention to reach out through your crown chakra out into the cosmos and reach for cosmic energy that is perfect for you. This is something your higher self is going to reach for you. Again, just using your intention. I'm reaching for energies that are right for you in this moment today. You're going to bring that cosmic energy down into your crown chakra. It's going to start filling your crown, start filling your head. That energy might have a color to it. It might look like white. It might look sparkly. It might look any color or texture you can imagine. But feel, see, or imagine, or just know that that energy is filling your head, mixing with the earth energy. Let that cosmic energy mix with the earth energy in your third eye, blending it well, blending it fully, activating and balancing your third eye so that your third eye is imbued with the energies of heaven and earth. There, in your crown chakra, there in your third eye. Let that energy open you up. And feel the pulsing of that energy. And right now, you might even see something in your mind's eye, or you might sense something. You might even hear something, or smell something, or taste something. You might feel something physically. Trust whatever you experience. Even if you feel you're not experiencing anything, don't worry about it. You're receiving and experiencing exactly what you need in this moment. You're in perfect alignment with your soul, with your higher self in this moment. Now we're going to let that attunement in the third eye continue to swirl and adjust and integrate and activate. It's going to work automatically. But now you and I are going to bring our attention down into the throat area, that throat chakra, so that cosmic energy blends again with the earth energy, activates that, balances that. And it's going to continue to move down and through into the heart chakra, the heart area, balancing that, grounding that, healing that area. Bring it down to your stomach area, to your solar plexus, just above your navel, power center. Let that cosmic energy blend with the earth energy to balance and activate that chakra, opening it to the perfect degree that it needs to be for you. And bring that cosmic energy down into your sacral chakra below your navel. Right, that's your creative center. Feel the energy, cosmic energy blending with the earth energy. Open fully to your creativity. Now bring that cosmic energy down into your root chakra at the base of your spine. Allow that energy to balance your base or root chakra. This is your connection to the earth. This is the place where you feel security, where you feel safe, where you are fully in your body, you're fully connected to this earth plane existence. So bring that cosmic energy in, let it blend with the earth energy. And now feel, see, or imagine or experience your body as this beautiful blend of earth and cosmic energy. Feel the swirling energy moving from the base of your spine, even the tips of your toes, up through the rest of your body, up to your chest area, down your arms. Let the cosmic and earth energy fountain out of your hands. Let it fountain out of the top of your head, so that your body and your aura is filled with this cosmic and earth energy, perfectly blended to what's appropriate for you in this moment, in this space and time. And now just notice whatever you notice. Now that we have you in this state of expanded awareness, we're going to take you to the bridge to heaven. But first, we want you to, again, using the power of your intention, expand your awareness, fully open your non-physical energy body so that it can perceive the unseen world. And again, this will happen to whatever degree is appropriate for you, is relevant for you at this moment in time. Expand your awareness. Feel the sense of peace and trust. You might even feel a sense of joyous expectation about what you might be experiencing in a few moments. But just relax into this experience. Allow it to unfold in perfect order and timing for you. Take a breath in and see if you can expand your awareness even further. A little bit further. A little bit further. And now we're going to invite the other side, your loved ones, your guides, your spirit team, to interact with you. To interact, whether it's through thoughts that come into your mind, images that you see in your mind's eye, sensations that you experience. It could be physical, pressure on the body, tingles, heat, coolness. Just notice whatever comes into your awareness. Trust and believe that whatever you experience right now is transmission from the spirit world. Once again, the communication isn't always in words, it can be through emotion, through sensation. It can be subtle, it can be profound at times. The spirit occasionally can even be loud, but not usually, for they do not want to startle us in our everyday living. They want us to live in a peaceful manner. So just experience whatever you experience. If all you're experiencing is just a sense of peace, that's perfect. And now, in this state of expanded awareness, maybe to a degree you've never experienced before, if there's someone in the spirit world that you want to connect with, again, whether that's a guide or a loved one, doesn't matter. We'd like you to see in your mind's eye a place that you're going to meet them in. It could be a place that doesn't exist in the 3D world, that is in the spirit world. Maybe there's a place in your mind that is your sanctuary that you visit in meditation. It could be a place like that. It could be a place in the physical world that you did meet your loved one in. Maybe it's as simple as the dining table where you would sit and have coffee and have a long chat with them. It can be anywhere. But just choose a location that you're able to put yourself in, that you're able to see, feel yourself there. Not watching yourself there, but actually being there. Like you're looking out through your eyes and looking around you. You're not watching yourself like watching a movie of you. You're actually being in the movie with your spirit team or with your loved one, whoever it is that you're connecting with. Just close your eyes and be in that space. You don't have to see it in your mind necessarily. You could simply feel yourself there. You could simply feel and imagine that they're there, but you are going to imagine or visualize or just know that they are with you. Again, whether that's your guide or a loved one. feel their presence. Know that they're there. You might even be surprised who shows up. You may have intended it to be one person and then somebody else shows up. You could be intending to connect with your husband, for example, and yet you connect with your pet that crossed over. We're not in control of who the spirit world comes through, as who they bring through. Just let it be whatever it is. Let yourself have the experience, whatever it is. Just go with that. Just be with them. Use your imagination to see them or feel them with you. You are not making this up. Your imagination opens the door to the other side so that they can walk through it, so that they can inhabit this reality with us for a moment in our minds. Okay? It's very important that you understand imagination is absolutely real. You cannot imagine something unless it actually exists. Right? Existence exists. If you can imagine something in your mind, it means it's real. If it wasn't real, you couldn't imagine it. What you're doing is giving yourself permission to experience them through the power of your imagination, which creates the experience, which brings it in. So imagine them with you. Imagine they're communicating with you. And again, it might not be in words, it could be in emotions, sensations. It could be that they show you a symbol. Clairvoyance is often symbolic. It's in signs or symbols. It's not always visual. Okay. That's important for you to understand that clairvoyance a lot of times is symbols that you have to decipher. Whatever you experience, allow this to unfold. I'm going to be quiet for a moment here and just let you have your experience. Just know that it's real. Let your mind daydream, if you will. This gives them the energy to come in. So just be in your experience. All right. So I want you to begin to bring yourself back from that special place that you were meeting them in, knowing that you can return there anytime. And take in your experience. And even if you feel that nothing very significant happened, know that something did happen. And if you repeat this, that more will happen. Okay. So take a breath in, integrate this attunement, this blending of the cosmic and earth energies, integrate it into every cell of your body. And know that this experience has changed you, just as everything you do changes you without exception. But this has definitely transformed you on some level. And you have opened up to the other side in a heightened way that you didn't before ever, because you're always in a new place. So even those of you, there are many of you here who are in clients of ours or students of ours who've done your one-on-one Bridge to Heaven session. This will still have taken you to a new level. Okay, so someone says, I cried so much. My husband was here and holding my hand and rubbing my hand. It was so powerful. That's beautiful. Love that. So those of you who are in the Soulmates group, this is being live streamed. So go back and watch this, right? Go back and watch this when your grief starts to take you over, and connect with them. You do need to process your grief. Process simply means to feel it. It means to not hold back, but just to feel whatever you feel. Okay. You do need to process your emotions of all kinds, but especially the grief. Okay. At the same time, after you get all the tears out, then do something like watch this again, go back to the attunement again, go through the whole process of activating your energy centers, especially the third eye, and connect through the veil to your guide or your loved ones. Okay. You're going to have a new experience every time you do it. Every single time. Alan's, okay, I think he's joking, but Alan's saying, yeah, if you guys did this like 10 times in one day, you might start levitating. I wouldn't recommend you doing it 10 times in one day, but well, who knows? I know it's not going to hurt you. I know that. I know that because our intention in creating everything is that something beneficial will always happen or nothing will happen. That's our safeguard here. So that whatever we do isn't ever going to distort anybody. It's because, trust me, some spiritual teachers can push the envelope for their students, and some people are going to get distorted because the teacher doesn't know what they're doing, unfortunately. But I do know, because Spirit has told me, you don't want to ever distort anybody. You can't control what they do, but you certainly don't want to contribute to that. So that's why I have what I call a meta rule, a rule that rules all the rules that we, and one of our meta rules is either something beneficial or useful will happen with anybody we work with, or nothing will happen. And therefore we don't ever put anybody in, a place of imbalance where they're never going to harm anybody. And I'm just reading some of your comments. Claire says, I love Ellen and his sense of humor. Yeah, I do too. I say that and I kind of wink at him. Like, yeah, I do too. I have his sense of humor. Ashley says, thank you for this. This is amazing. We hugged and laughed in the field. Thank you for guiding this experience. Right. The reason we like to do this in a group, and the reason why we created our academy really, is because I know, because Spirit told me, when people come together, you create a powerful space of powerful energy that allows everybody to go further. Everything becomes easier. And we are moving into what's called fourth density, from 3D to 4D or fourth density. And that's about the group experience. So really, we are meant to come together with groups of like-minded people. And I don't mean necessarily just, although the soulmates, group, the Facebook group is great, you don't really get to engage with each other there like you do in the academy. So while I'm talking about that, kind of plug the academy a little bit. I'm not actively promoting the academy right now, to be quite honest with you, because we are upgrading everything. And we are going forward in 2024 with a expanded vision. But right now we are offering for the next, I think it's roughly 72 hours until midnight, December 27th. We are offering the lowest price we've ever offered on our yearly membership. So you can join us for $177 for a year. The last time we offered a discount, it was like $197. So we're breaking that record. I don't expect it to ever go down to 177 again, but we're doing that for the holidays. So if you want to join for that, get in by the end of the 27th, because on the 28th, we're having a special workshop with our members. We're going to help them get started with the new year in a higher way. So I don't even know, Spirit hasn't really told me everything I'm going to teach on the 28th, but it will be the 28th. And that's the day before Ellen and I leave for the Big Island of Hawaii, because we're going to go on a retreat and get a lot of I don't know, like messages. I think he's telling me I'm going to get a lot of messages and insights as to what we're doing next year. So yeah, so if you've been considering joining us and you like the idea of joining us for a full year, for 12 months of mentoring, coaching, we do hot seat sessions with people, which is one of our favorite things to do, is to actually work with people one-on-one and find out what they need help with. And everybody learns from that. Some of those hot seat sessions, which sometimes one of it lasted almost 3 hours. Oh my God. I was like working with people for 2 hours and Alan is saying 2 3/4 hours, because it was such a high. We were getting so much, I don't know, amazing insights came through. And the energy just takes me, and I can't, it's like I don't want to stop. So it's going to be even more incredible next year. I just know what Spirit's told me. So if you want to get in for 177, normal price is 397, like, okay, jump on that. But otherwise, it's okay if you want to wait. I'm not a hard sell person. And right now we're in a transition. We're going on a break. So yeah, there'll be a little bit of a downtime, but by January 10th, can be back even stronger. So how do you do that? How do you join? You can go to the website. The link was just dropped in there, or go to supernatural-love.com. Look at the academy. You'll see the tab there. Go click on the academy, and the discount code to use is holiday. So if you click on the yearly subscription membership, you click on that, it'll show, if you want to enter a discount code, just enter holiday, and you should get, basically it's 55% off. So you're going to get in for about 177. If you have any difficulty with that, just let me know at pam@supernaturallove.com. Okay, you can just let me know. But this should be all ready to go. Yeah, don't message my support, because my VA is in the Philippines right now because there was a death in the family, or her extended family, let's say. So she had to travel to the Philippines. And that's why this event that I was actually going to put out to more people, we didn't do that, because I knew Claire wasn't going to be able to really follow up with people or add people to the group. So I didn't want to disappoint people. So we're kind of flying under the radar right now with things, and that's to your benefit. That means we're flying under the radar, and you get to have a deal if you want to join us. So if you have difficulty, again, just contact me at pam@supernaturallove.com. Okay, you don't have to go through support, just email me directly. Okay, and again, our academy is not just for people who have someone on the other side they're trying to connect with. We have some people who are spiritual seekers, and they're getting a lot out of it. I hear from them all the time. So if you're somebody who knows you're here for a reason, you're trying to discover your mission, you know that you're on a spiritual journey, our academy can certainly help you with that. Okay, so oh, that's cool. Cindy's saying our golden boy cat Toby came through. He said he's with my husband. He's so happy to sit in his lap again. Yeah, it's so interesting when I've done our Bridge to Heaven sessions. Sometimes the pets will come through before the loved one. And that I love that because the person I'm working with usually is surprised, like, oh, that's my cat who died 20 years ago. And so that's how you know that you're not making that up, because you were not expecting to see your cat who died 20 years ago come through to you. Oh, Angelina says her dog came through first. Yeah. Yeah. It's so fascinating to me. So just know this, as we wind this down, that these relationships through the veil are going to increase. Your connection is going to increase. There is not, like, I want to say, on the one hand, this is simple in the sense that if your beliefs are positive and open and not limiting, okay, that this journey will just unfold. In that sense, it's actually very simple. But what's challenging is most people, 90% people, have a lot of work to do on identifying their limiting beliefs and then changing them. Okay, because that's determines everything. That's it. You could meditate every day for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you want, whatever you call it. Okay, you could take all kinds of workshops, do all kinds of stuff. If your beliefs are limiting, it's not going to get you very far. Whereas you don't have to do any of that, literally any of that. But if you identify your limiting beliefs and you change them and you become who you truly are, which this journey to connect through the veil can do for you, can elicit that spiritually transformative experience, because it's going to raise your vibration. What happens when you raise your vibration? All the issues that you were not aware of are going to start surfacing. You're going to start realizing, oh, I'm afraid of this, or I have this reaction to this, or I have this negative, feeling about something. You're going to start seeing that there's some work that you need to do. That's what happens. As you open up, the dark, meaning what you're unaware of, becomes revealed to you. So you go, oh, I'm afraid of the unseen. I've got fear about the supernatural. I thought I didn't, but now I realize I do. I've had worked with some people who had that. They were surprised, like, well, I didn't think I was afraid, but I guess I am. And so that would be a block. Okay, so you start realizing that you have these, he's showing me pockets of distortions maybe that are hindering you. And the beautiful thing about this, though, as you reach to the veil and you're trying to connect with your loved one, because you have to raise your energy just to have that experience that you just had, that many of you had, even if it was a very subtle experience, you had to raise your vibration, right? The process of that, to continue to do that, is just going to keep unfolding. And so you just need to keep looking at what surfaces that's the limiting belief and address that and work on that, and you'll be free, and you're going to start to change. You're going to start to transform. And not only can you have that relationship through the veil, but you're going to be happier in your life overall. You're better able to manifest, positive outcomes for yourself, or the job, maybe a new job that you're wanting that you haven't been able to let in. I don't want to say attract, because I know the way existence actually works is that when you ask for something, it's already manifested. It's in a parallel reality. Your job now is to become a match to that parallel reality, so that now you get to experience it. So this journey of reaching through the veil is going to keep pushing you forward in a gradual way that works for you. Okay, that's in your own perfect divine timing. That's why you have to be patient, because you can't accelerate this or you will get distorted. You don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that, because then you would be overwhelmed. You couldn't function in life, and it's not necessary. Okay. So if you can just take this a day at a time and understand that this is a journey that may indeed last the rest of your life, especially if it's a partner through the veil, if that's what you want, then what's your hurry? This is going to unfold through the course of your life. Enjoy the journey. We're here for the journey, everybody. We're not here for the final destination. There is no final destination. We just go home to the other side and go, oh, that was a great ride. When can I do it again? Or when can I go to another reality or another planet or what have you? Because you want to have more experiences. Life is for experiencing. Life is also for taking action. Action. You're not meant to meditate on a mountaintop for the rest of your life. That's not the kind of action we're talking about. I mean, meditation, okay, Alan's laughing. He's saying he wants to say that he really didn't meditate much, if at all. And I recently, those of you in our group, Soulmates group, know that I posted a video that had a recording attached to it of his voice. And in it, he's talking to his client and extolling the gift, the benefits of meditation, and saying that he meditates every day. That was a flat out lie. This guy of mine never meditated. Okay. He was good at telling people what to do, but not walking his talk, right? And I would always like tease him. I go, wait a minute, I'm the one that did that, or I'm the one that learned that. And he's passing it off as his information. And it came from me, right? So, but he did know that was important. But he said to me when we crossed over, he said that, it wasn't, he said that when he was doing his readings, he was actually channeling much of the time. So when you're in a channeling state, that is a meditative state. So, but he didn't do readings every day, so to say that you were meditating every day, but channeling can take the place of meditation. Some channelers will even tell you that. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the channeler Lee Harris says the same thing. He doesn't meditate because he channels. And I have done so much channeling, I wasn't meditating either. So you have to think, well, what is the purpose of meditation? If your purpose for meditation, there's no right or wrong answer for that. But if your reason for meditating is to connect to your spirit world, okay, that's different from mindfulness, right? You're saying, I want to connect, I want to blend with my guide or my loved one on the spirit world. That, I would suggest you do that as a meditation. Alan's saying other professional meditation teachers are probably going to tell you not to do that, but we're not them, is what he's saying. And if you're with us, you're probably not aligned with that perspective either. Okay. And if you are, that's fine too, because we accept everything. Okay. But you don't have to meditate alone to evolve. Really reaching for them and having their helping you is what's going to open you up. That is not mindfulness. That's actually interaction with the spirit world, which is what we encourage you to experience. Okay. He says, he's showing me, not contemplating your navel. Okay. Like, no, that's not it. Contemplate your guide or your loved one in spirit, because then you're forging the connection, right? Then you're having an actual interaction with it. That's what that's about. Okay. Know that humanity is probably not in my lifetime, maybe not necessarily I think in some of your lifetime, at some point, we'll understand that it is possible and even advantageous to have ongoing contact with those in the spirit world, active ongoing contact with guides and loved ones in the spirit world. This will become the norm. This will become what we all do. Okay. You and I who are pursuing this, we're at the forefront of that. And the people at the forefront of any movement always get labeled crazy until what we are doing becomes accepted. And then it just becomes normal. Like, oh yeah, everybody does that. Okay. So Alan says, pat yourself on the back. You're part of the forerunners, and you're the crazy people that are showing the way for others who are ready. Not everybody will be ready. Don't worry about them. We're not ready. But you're giving others who don't even know that they want this yet, who start having these spontaneous experiences, you're helping them. We're helping them because we're all one soul. We're all connected. Okay, you cannot not be connected to everyone and everything that exists. And so what you and I experience, whatever we learn, whatever advancement we're able to make is shared. Okay, we're helping others by helping ourselves and working through our own issues, expanding our own awareness and our consciousness. This may indeed be part of your mission in this life, is to have this relationship through the veil. I cannot emphasize this enough, how significant that is. I'm not really just trying to, make you feel good about yourself, right? I mean, we are, but that's not really the reason. We're telling you the truth. So feel that statement from in your heart, not with your logical mind. The conscious mind is going to be very skeptical about anything that is different. It is there to always throw up a warning like, well, that's new. I don't know about that. I'm not understand that. If it's the truth on a soul level, you feel it, it resonates, you'll go, I don't know why, but I feel that's true. I'm not completely understanding it, but that feels true to me. Your higher self, your higher mind, the soul that you are, the spirit that you are, is guiding you, has been guiding you every moment from the time you took on this body. And certainly since you've been connecting through the veil, it's been trying to speak to you loudly. Okay, this journey can change your life for the better. Okay, it's not easy for everyone. I'm not saying it has to be hard because it really doesn't. But for a lot of people, it's going to be challenging if they have limiting beliefs and if they're used to letting the conscious mind lead the way. That's why we created the academy. And I'll be straight with you. I could make money, much more easier than having the academy. Really, there's so many other ways that I could support myself financially that would bring in more money, that would be easier. But this is what I'm called to do. This is what brings me the highest joy. So it's never about the money in things. It's about what I feel passionate about. If I feel passionate about something, then that means this is my genius zone. This is what I'm here to do. This is what's going to fulfill me. And the money and stuff will take care of itself, but it's not about that. It can't be about that. So let's all take a moment now and really feel the presence of spirit. Not only of our partner, if we have a partner through the veil, not only our family members, if we have family members through the veil, and not only our guides and our angels, but all of creation. And let's get a sense of feeling all of us connected and together. We are literally one soul. We're all God, the wholeness that is God, the oneness that is God, and we're also the individuated pieces of God. We're both. And everything in our lives is unfolding perfectly, synchronistically. Nothing is happening by accident. Everything is orchestrated on a higher level. Even the things that we don't desire or wouldn't ordinarily choose or that are not our preference. Everything is happening for our growth, for our evolution, for our learning, for our joy. Sure, we're going to have some challenging moments. Sure, we're going to be hurt emotionally at times. maybe even devastated. We're never given more than we can handle. And you here now today with us know that you have help on the other side that you just have to open up to. And they are doing everything in their power to help that is appropriate and relevant for us in the moment. So if you feel like you're not getting the help that you need right now, just hang in there because it's coming. May not be in the form that your conscious mind expects or wants, but it's coming. So reach for that, believe in that, expect that. And as I said, nothing happens by accident. So even the timing of someone passing, how they passed, that was all set up. Yes, they might come back and say that wasn't supposed to happen, or that was an accident, that kind of thing. All that means is because we have free will, that they were offering a belief, a thought, an energy that was distorted. Okay, so, but they still did create it. So when we say it's not an accident, what we mean is that there was not some outside force that made that happen and it wasn't supposed to happen. Everything is self-generated and self-created. It's just if a spirit from the other side says that wasn't supposed to happen, they just mean, oh, I was off. Like that wasn't really my intention. But yes, I created it. Because nothing's going to happen to us that we did not create or invite in on some level. It's just that for a lot of people, they're unconscious as to how they're creating. So they're creating unconsciously. Okay. But it still happened because on an energy level, they created it. Okay. Not saying conscious, their conscious mind, physical mind wanted it. No. Usually the physical mind is going to run away from death, like it's afraid of it. But the soul that you are, the spirit that you are, it says, it's our time. We're going to go home. It's ready. It's not upset. So even if you made, quote, the mistake because the person was distorted and offering a distorted energy that then led to their demise, the spirit's saying, that's okay. You're an eternal being. We'll do something else. We'll come back another time. We'll find another way. The spirit's never going to be upset. They might be disappointed, frustrated, but you're an eternal being. Okay. So can you feel them with you right now? Do you feel their presence? Because Alan is really doing every he can to bring them in and opening that door really wide. So we invite you to feel their presence for the rest of today, tonight, into tomorrow, and for all the days to come. Because you can. You can. If you believe and you trust in this journey, you're willing to confront and deal with whatever negative emotion may come up or situation may come up. And you really, I'll face it down. I'm here for a reason. I'm still in a body, so that means I'm not done. Then just have faith. I know it's not easy at times. And I know physically you might feel lonely. But so I invite you to open up to so that you feel the spiritual connection, the emotional connection. Okay. And one day, I do believe if you stay the course with this, you'll experience what I find the experience. Like I feel completely, I want to say, just blissed. Like I don't, sure, there are things that I wish would manifest for me with Alan, but I don't even think about that. I just feel this presence and this love 24/7. I never do not feel it. I never do not feel connected to him. I never do not feel this love pouring through him, between us, really. And I couldn't imagine living any other way. Will more things happen for me and Alan? For sure. I know that. But I'm not like thinking about it, worrying about it, missing it or whatever. I'm just like, I take every day as it comes, and I'm so grateful. So, so grateful. And we're so grateful that you're sharing this journey with us. Okay. Because remember, we're all one soul. So we all kind of need each other. Really do. We all need each other. We're all taking each other forward. We're all carrying each other forward. And we're leaning on each other, right? And through it, we can get through it all together. That's why you do need to be part of a community. So if you're not part of ours, then find one for yourself. Just find the support and you can get there. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. Unless there's a question. He's saying, ask if there's any questions. Should go forward. And if you want, he says, if you're not tired of us talking, then join us in Academy and we'll talk your ear off on Thursday on the 28th. Well, it'd be really interesting to see what they want me to teach on Thursday. But yeah, but we're letting go of 2023 and opening the door to 2024 so that we can have even stronger connections through the veil. And that everybody can start to really feel their guidance coming in, because that is really critical. If you're able to tune into your guidance, then you're automatically going to feel your vibration rise, and you're going to find your life become more and more magical, because it's all about being who you truly are, trusting and following your guidance in every moment, because you are being guided in every moment. Everybody is guided. Few people are listening, but everybody's being guided. Okay. All right. So there's no questions. So we just want to send you our love and appreciation. It was our joy to be here today for you. I've always been committed to showing up in the holidays, during the holidays, for people in our group. It will always be that way, but we are going to take off after Christmas and through the New Year's, just to have some time to regroup and reconnect. Okay. Beautiful. Sherry says, a wonderful peace surrounds us. Thank you all. Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks, Melissa and Ken. I just read what you wrote. And Donna says, thank you so much, Pam and Alan. Really needed this tonight. Beautiful, happy holidays, everyone. Of Donna and Los. Yes, love to all of you. But we're not over. Going to see you on Thursday. You guys are in the academy, right? So we get you all set up for the new year. So that's it for tonight. Thank you. All right. Love to you all. Okay. So we're out of here. Let us know if in the group, this is live streaming. Let us know what you experienced, and let us know if you watch this again, what you experienced the next time, or times. He's telling me times. Next times that you do it, more than one time. Okay. More than one time. Everything is incremental. Everything has to be gradual in the 3D world. I wish it was different. I wish we could, just put our foot in the accelerator and go. But I know from experience of working with people and what I went through, you don't want to do that. You're going to just have this breakdown because you're just going 2,000 miles an hour and your body's going, I can't take this. So it's got to be incremental, but it will be in perfect timing for you. So for some of you, it could be fast. For some of you, it's going to take longer. It's all going to be perfect. All right. All right. That's it. Really, that's it. We love you. All right. Take care. If you want to unmute, say goodbye. We'd love to hear your beautiful voices. If you want to say goodbye.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Love you
Bye,
all.
everybody.
Bye. Thanks, Pam.
And
Merry Christmas.
Ellen.
Love you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Merry
Christmas.
happy
Bye.
Bye, Denise.
Christmas.
See you,
Donna.
Denise.
Love you
Bye,
all.
Danny. Bye, Kathy. Bye, see, I can't say everybody's name.
Love
Bye.
you.
Love
Yeah,
you
you're-
all. Bye.
Pam and Alan.